that's so what the general population doesn't necessarily know is that people are. I mean, in the medical field, folks are really starting to taper off on this testing piece for the preventative stuff and really look at the the other side of it. The people who have been successful and trying to get there. Let's reach out to them. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so that antibody serum kind of stuff is where a lot of folks are going. Um, yeah, so with us, so we just had this thing caught us in the middle of all of our stuff. So we have a bunch of merges, employee resource groups, and so yesterday was trans the uh, the day of visibility for or recognition of people who've passed that have been trans. And so usually what we would do is like light up our building and whatnot. So we just ended up, um, you know, broadcasting it on the front of our web page and our Facebook groups as well. So we're still trying to be active with our employee resource groups, but it's a little bit more laborsome with people having their thoughts about about keeping a job, in some respects. Um, yeah, yep, yeah, yep, yep, yeah. So can you, because yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about your role? Like, what officially is your role? Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. So how are you? So you're directly being impacted by COVID-19 life. I'm sure that your staff, obviously, your volunteers that are over 65. We have the same thing at Mayo. Like most of the people who show people around are above over 60 and older. We have a lot of physicians that have been doing this that are older, and this is what they've been doing for 30 years. So to tell them they have to go home and do these things, sending physicians home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're abilities that people are directly related. So those folks who are not directly related are being asked to stay at home. However, again, if you've been doing this for 30 years, you you want to jump in it, or it's just your routine to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And so really trying to help people find purpose and meaning. So how have you what are some of the impacts that you're seeing on your staff, and how are you keeping them motivated? Because you said your employee resource groups are excited, they're chomping at the bit to do things. So how do you keep them focused and motivated, giving, it seems like the sky is falling, right, in many respects. How are you keeping them focused and motivated? Okay. Mm. Wow. I saw that. I saw that on your LinkedIn. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Right. Did so do you think it's do you I find it actually ironic and fascinating that the people that typically we talk about being in the lower rungs of society are actually the folks who are propping up what we're doing
Essential.
right now. They are essential,
Like we need them.
right?
Like if we don't have you, this whole system will fall apart. Yeah.
I don't know that I can go to another NBA game or NFL game and look at it the same way, right? Like, so these are folks that are getting paid millions of dollars, and I get it because they have a specialized skill that only a few people can do. But like in the long run, it's actually the people who are propping them up that allow them to do what
Yep.
what they can do. And,
Yeah.
it's just
I
incredible to
read
me.
a po- I read a well in Ubuntu is a nonprofit that works on like social justice, racial. They kind of focus on education and the education system and racial tensions and how do you really make things equitable for
Mm,
everybody.
hmm.
And there was this one statement that they said that it was hard for me to understand. Not because I didn't want to, but I was just trying to like understand it. And one lady, she was like, this is a life or death thing. And this was a session that we had in December, right? So this is long before this whole COVID-19 thing. And she's like, this is a life or death thing. And I was like, I like sat on that for like the next hour, like, man, this is like, because you think about way back when it was life or death. But right now, is it really life or death? You know? And this COVID-19 thing for me, like, it just feels like, wow, that's the reality. People that are underrepresented, people that are kind of don't have access to the same level of things, they're being impacted a whole lot.
Yep.
You know, there's some famous people that got it, but all of them are okay.
But so this is where
you
my
have,
my tinfoil hat comes out, my conspiracy theory stuff comes out. I do find it interesting though that the first folks who were tested, first folks who had it, that were reported to have it, were folks who had the affluence to
yeah, to
be
get the test.
overseas
Yeah,
and then bring it back, and
yeah,
then had the affluence to be able to get
to get a
tested
test.
to
Yeah,
see if they had it or not. And so a lot
and
of
then
times,
they, oh, I can quarantine myself because now I know I got it. So now I don't want any of my friends to get it,
right,
right?
right, and then this idea that you can quarantine yourself for any period of time is certainly a middle class
Yeah,
idea or resolution. Like, yeah, so
like just go home and chill.
just come and
Really?
chill for 14 days. Oh, okay. Right? So I really do fear for the folks
Oh
who
man,
can't do that, and that this
yeah,
will actually exacerbate some of the wage gaps, the education gaps.
yep.
The
Look at what's going on in India. Just what's and I was actually talking to my husband about it the other day, and he's like, you're over here making all these masks. I think there's other things that you could focus on. And I started to talk about it's not getting coronavirus in areas of poverty that is the worst problem. It's the ripple effects
it's yep,
of what's going to happen during, after, and is anyone thinking about that?
yep,
That's the biggest impact because after COVID is gone, everybody else will be all right. Right, but then people that were already in a tough place before that, they're gonna who knows what's going to happen. People are going to starve. Like I don't see if you can't get to where you need to get to. If the only grocery store in your area, everything's gone, and you don't have a vehicle, what's going to happen? What does that look like?
yeah. So I
How are
was
you going to get around?
so here in Minnesota, like I mean, and so I have
Minnesota,
some
black people
feelings.
do not live there.
What's that?
Black people do not live in Minnesota.
Oh, they don't live in Wisconsin. Unless it's Madison. I'm teasing. There are no black people in Madison. None. No. No. But so my mom is in Ohio. So here in Minnesota, stores have allotted time for senior citizens, and they either have,
Which is beautiful.
which is beautiful, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
my mom
beautiful.
is in Ohio, in Dayton, and she went to the grocery store, and she was like, "There's nothing here." Like there, I mean, so they're the closest grocery store. So she's on the west side of Dayton, Ohio, and Dayton has just been ravaged. You know, they had a tornado like 3 years ago that ripped right through the city, not just like the the countryside, but like through down like the city, and and there aren't a lot. Dayton Tire was there, was a manufacturing, hub and all that stuff. Now it's the Rust Bucket, right? So they, but she was like, she went to the grocery store in the United States with money and couldn't get the
Couldn't get what you
resources that
needed. Yeah.
couldn't get it, right? Fortunately though, she's a senior, she's registered with some programs, so the National
They can get
Guard
her
and
some
police,
stuff.
they brought her food and brought her and her
Really?
husband some food and whatnot.
That's awesome.
And not that they didn't need it, but my fear is, my arms are only so long, and if the systems aren't in place to help let me be helpful, then I'm going to sit here and worry, right? Or even put myself at risk by doing certain things. So yeah, so I think there's some really huge ripple effects that we have to be mindful of as we move forward.
You know what? I'm realizing I don't think my invite actually went out to my team. Oh,
It's all good.
I thought I sent it to the distribution list, and I
Uh-huh.
think I sent it to the inbox of the distribution list,
That's all
not the
good.
distribution.
So let's
I'm sorry.
yeah, we could do this again. We can, I'm an outgoing person, so I need to get out, and this is one way.
I never really thought
You
of
didn't
you.
think
You
that?
really
No,
seem
yes,
like
I'm
an
very
introvert.
introvert. But no, let's do this again. At this time, you organize the time, and
Oh.
no, oh, you don't have to. I mean, I can give you another time, but no, it would be great to talk with your team and
Would you
whatnot.
be willing to like talk us through stuff? Would you
Yeah.
be willing to do that? Okay,
Oh
that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be nice too for people to see other people's perspectives,
Yeah.
and just to see other people because we tired of looking at each other.
Yeah, and and maybe I'll invite my team too, and we can all do it. We can
Yeah,
mash
we
together.
can all just like do a huddle.
Yeah.
I can look at next week. I think that'd be really
Okay.
nice.
Sweet.
I'll look at next week trying to get people together. We have our team meeting tomorrow,
Okay.
so I'll ask them what they think,
Cool.
and then I'll be like, "Why didn't y'all come?" And they'll be like, "We didn't get it," and I'll be like, "Whatever."
Whatever. So what I would like to do though, with your permission, is use snippets from this conversation in like a podcast or something like that. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
cool.
Cool. I'll do that,
As
and
long as hold on.
yeah, I'll share it with you, right? Be like, and if you want me to touch up your voice and whatnot, I'll do that too.
No, I got a great voice.
You're almost as humble as me. You're almost as humble as me. All right.
That's the one thing I don't question. I know I got a great voice.
Right. All right, cool. Then let me works for you next week, and then I'll organize everything, and we'll make it happen.
All right, let's
All right.
do that.
Cool.
All right, stay at the show.
Oh, you too.
Keep your head up.
I can't wait.
All right,
Can't wait.
bye. What we gonna call it? I've been doing some hashtag COVID conversations. What we gonna call it?
So we could do
COVID talks. That's what I've been talking.
yeah, we could do COVID. I like COVID conversations. Is that CC?
COVID conversations.
Yeah, we could call it COVID conversations.
Okay.
Don't say it 2 times
All right.
fast, because then I'll get messed up. But
Here we go.
oh, all right, great to see you. Have a great day.
And I
Talk
did
to you
find
later.
that picture with dreads and whatnot.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I'm like, why you cut those off?
because you got the and they're not paying. You know why I get relaxers? To make them more
relax
comfortable. Right. Relaxers is for y'all. No. All right.
Whatever.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.